Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this gathering, this day, this moment of connection and gratitude. I am John Halcyon Stin, and I've been working on doing this on a daily. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in and sharing your gratitude. It is coming down. It is raining here in San Diego, California. It's lovely. And I am grateful for the rain. And I am grateful for a therapy session I had yesterday. I thought it was going to be a body working session, but no. I will tell you more about that in a moment. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Jason. Or shall I say, great morning. I'm grateful for growth. I just had a Facebook memory pop up. It was 15 years ago in 2009. Wait, 2009? Oh my gosh. 15 years ago. My post says, every so often it becomes clear why I have never been married or been in a relationship longer than 2 years. I'm a crappy partner. So 15 years ago, that was my conclusion about my capacities as a romantic partner. I've always felt like I'm a pretty good person and a pretty good friend, but not a good partner. Up until this year, I don't think I would have set myself up with anyone that I cared about. Again, I'm a good person. I just didn't think I was a great partner. In fact, 15 years ago, I said I'm a crappy partner. Now, there is a few facets to that. One is that I don't think I was. I think I was avoidant and overly independent, did not want to connect with another person so that I was responsible for them, or I didn't want to take on anyone else's burden. I felt like relationships increased my burden and did not, I fought for my independence. And then when my partners had struggles, or if we had struggles together, I was like, I don't want this. And so that reaction, like I'm a crappy partner, was a flight, it was a flight response. It was the avoidant in me just going like, oh, things are hard. Well, I quit. I suck at this. I just suck at this, which is a total defense mechanism. It's a total cop out. I saw actually a meme recently. I don't remember, but it was kind of like if your apology involves something what you go like, well, I just suck at being a partner. I suck at this. It's like it's your attempt to get sympathy because you fall into this dark pit as a tactic to get the other person to have sympathy for you. And I think that maybe that was a part of my I just suck at this. And a part of it was the avoidance and the fleeing and the saying like, it's hard. I don't like hard. I like comfort. I choose comfort over growth. Not consciously, because I thought I was being strong and bold and courageous and for not standing for things, having boundaries. Like I will not stand for this kind of a relationship that is not ideal. But truthfully, I was just afraid of working through sitting with difficult things. And I think that I'm better at that now. And I am grateful for all of the partners, the beautiful women, beautiful inside and out, that had patience with me and helped me to grow over the last 15 years and longer. So I'm grateful for them. And I apologize for the consequences of being present for my growth as I was present for their growth. I think that is what relationships are. How many times you got to post, I suck at this, or actually suck at this until you get better at it. And doesn't mean you don't get in relationships until you're good at it. It's like, oh, I'm gonna play baseball once I'm great at it. I don't know how that's not how it works. So we all have to inflict ourselves upon others as we grow. Gerbot is grateful that his roof survived the storm. Woohoo! Good morning, Jobin. Jobin is a serial non-committer. I put myself in relationship jail for it, says Jobin. That I envisioned myself as one who would be in 2-year relationships indefinitely, just kind of single and then meet someone, have some adventures together, but never had a desire or a belief that I could build a life with another person, that I could connect with another person and actually, fuse my life with another human and all of their shit. But I'm at that place right now, and it's exciting. I, I it baffles me that people could get married, in their early 20s or even in their 30s or even in their 40s. I certainly know that I was unavailable for commitment until my 50s. Good morning, Bill. Bill is grateful for the sunshine today and daily opportunities placed before me to touch lives and spread positivity, love, and hugs. Hell yeah, love ambassador Bill. Well done. And I should say, Bill, sometimes you often say things that make me think and ponder. I so identify with what you're saying. And I also know that I've been dealing lately with that feeling of responsibility of being a uh, love ambassador. I think if we can adopt that gratitude that you described, Bill, without taking on the burden of I need to do this, or if I don't do this, then I'm not worthy or I don't have value. That like if you bring in judgment, that's where we want to be. And recognizing that the daily opportunities to touch lives and spread positivity, love, and hugs, a lot of that time, you got to turn it inward. As I've been speaking lately about identity and how the struggle that I've been having with not being a bright light beacon of love ambassadorship. Like this morning, I was like, I think I'm not going to broadcast. I'm just going to go back to bed. I don't feel like I have a bunch to share. Like, but is that the point? Or is the point to be present? And if what I require is self-care, can I just say that? Is that also the path of a love ambassador? I think so. Good morning, Joyous. Joyce is grateful that I know the significance of practice, grateful for opportunities of growth. Good morning, Mingle. Good morning, Abigail. Good morning, Painty. Painty is grateful for cheap air travel, going to Croatia tomorrow. Woohoo! Fun or exciting or whatever feeling you're hoping to get from it. Awesome. I love you too, Mingle. Good morning, Tall Paul. And good morning, Control. Good morning, Javi. Javi says, happy love moment, beautiful souls. I am grateful for being able to help people and feeling how that is helping me to keep growing. Beautiful. Good morning, Eric. So I'm going to share One of the big gratitudes of from my last 24 hours is I went to a healing session. My my talk therapist is also a body worker, and for the last year, I only saw her for talk therapy. And then since I've been in physical pain lately, I've been doing body work. And so I've been seeing her weekly lately. And I went in yesterday and we talked for all but 10 minutes of the session. I talked to her about some of the things I've been saying about identity. And I also talked about anger. So I realized, I guess it's not a new realization, but it's clear that I don't have a healthy relationship with anger. I don't express anger well. I don't feel like I have control if I get angry. And so I suppress anger feelings. I I like to be in control. I feel like I have judgment about anger. Like if I see people expressing anger, it feels like that is uh, without class. And when I try to suppress, and then occasionally if I let it out, I like explode and punch a wall or yell in a way that I don't feel like I don't, it scares me because I don't really know where the end of it is and I don't know how to control it. And my Misty believes that there's a connection between my pain and this unexpressed anger. And so I came home from therapy and with my guidance of my therapist, told Lisa that I may yell more, or I may break something, or I may behave like a toddler. And you have to know that I'm doing it not because I'm out of control, but that I am trying to express something that I don't have practice with. And it's going to take a little while before I can do it in a controlled, healthy way. I only have zero and out of control. And luckily, Lisa was so on board and so understood immediately, and is also one who does not have a healthy expression of anger. Because the reality is that sometimes anger is the right tool. Sometimes you need fangs for a situation, but fangs with control. You want to express and then return to connection. And I can see how that would be helpful. I can see how conflict avoidant I am and how there are times when, like, if I could yell at someone, that would be the effective way to get something done. But I have so much judgment about it and fear about it. So it's an interesting, I think it's part of um, the pendulum swinging of masculinity as well for me, and that I raised believing that the aggression or anger expressed in a masculine way is a it is a weakness. It is a uh, it is dated. It is like that is no longer acceptable. You know, it's like I like getting in a fist fight. But you can have anger that is expressed that does not have to get to violence. You can have violent expression done in a healthy way, which is not again, like I was speaking earlier about how in relationships you don't start good at it. You got to practice it, and I think that I'm having I'm going to need to practice expressing anger. And it's so fucking scary to me. It's so even just talking about it during therapy, I was like, "Oh my god, this is such an edge." Like, I can remember the times when I have let it out, and it's like I can feel the power of it, and I feel so scared because I'm like, I've hurt myself. I've hurt my hand. I've broken things. I've had to repair walls and doors, and, uh, like, I can see how people could do something where they, you know, end up in jail because you just let the beast out, but maybe the belief is that, well, you got to learn to train the beast. Not all the, pit bulls are dangerous. So I went in to try to get some relief in my shoulder and instead dug deep into areas of potential growth that are super scary for me. I think a lot of the areas of recent therapy and have kind of come together in this place of this edge. Uh, so we shall see. I mean, if I we'll see if I can learn how to let out a little bit of that energy. Like I could see it. Like there's an energy that I can let out in the spirit of like storytelling, where I'm just like uncontrolled in the flow, excitement. And there is a energy that I can let out in a sexual way, where I can it's not confined. It is flowing. And so I could see how there could be an energy that flows in anger that can be expressed in a way that is healthy for the circumstances. Um, but I don't quite have the muscles to focus it right now. You jerk! How's that? uh Jobin says, I feel attacked, just in general, with the thoughts on anger. Well, screw you, you jerk pants. See, I'm getting better. Joyous is grateful to be on a plane in 3 weeks. I'm still a human. True, Tall Paul, but just barely. Eric's saying that anger isn't safe. I feel you on bottling it up. Well, it doesn't. It isn't safe if it's out of control. But um, there are definitely ways that anger can be expressed in a healthy way. Um, my therapist shared some examples that I won't share, but like sometimes you need to protect yourself. Sometimes you need to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you need to meet aggressive energy with aggressive energy. I don't mean like physical fight, but there are times when that people ignore someone who's just saying, "Hey, excuse me, this is not right." But if you say, "This is absolutely fucking unacceptable," there will be results that don't happen when you go, "I don't mean to be, a hassle, but this isn't what I asked for." I'm generally, "Hey, I know this, we're all doing our best here, but this isn't what I ordered." But the results come when you go, "Who's in charge here? This is not what I ordered." Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm role playing in a super scary way. I'm gonna be fun to be around. Yeah! Gustavo says it's crucial to understand why anger bubbles up to the surface. Depression, frustration, trauma, all are the precursors for anger. Yes, and anger unexpressed can lead to those things. Depression can be anger unexpressed. Does that make sense? So they're totally related. It's the feelings have to be expressed, and without healthy expression, they result in uh, conditions, symptoms, consequences. Well said, Kusapo. Ah. Jobin says, I continue to feel attacked. Hello, decent human. Saying, thank you for sharing your struggles with anger and how to properly express it. I like to put glass bottles in pillowcases and smash them outside. No mess and a great release of energy for me. That's that sounds good. That's a great one. Lisa and I have been talking about, like I live in a condo with kids upstairs, and like I don't feel like I can yell here. So we're talking about putting your head into a bucket of water and screaming, or going to the beach is a good place because it's so loud there. Punching pillows. I mean, I'm at a plate now because of the state of my body. Like if I like punched a pillow or like threw rocks at something, like I would hurt myself. I'm confident that would sabotage my body. So I'm in this delicate place of where I certainly need to be careful about letting the beast out, because the beast expression could really damage the meat suit here. Anyone else have any gratitude to share? I'm grateful for the receptivity of this conversation. I think it's actually even just healthy for me to just do that little role playing. Like, who's in charge here? Ooh, Steve says, I try to take my anger out on my drum set. Very cathartic. Great idea. And good morning, Steve. I think that is, I did not grow up with anger being role model to me. I did not see my parents argue or yell. I did not witness healthy anger at all. I didn't witness unhealthy anger either. My dad, I mean, I would see like, God damn it, if the remote didn't work. I still do that too. I will yell like a curse word over the teeny tiniest thing, like, my pencil lead breaks. Fuck. Like, yeah, that probably wasn't that big a deal. I've got another pencil right here. God damn it. Oh, you know what? We could just get another tea bag. It's not that big a deal. Well, thank you, decent human. I'm grateful that we're all here together in this moment. Natasha says, grateful to find you and Love Mornings here this morning. Me and my kiddo are homesick with COVID this week. There's a lot going on, and when it rains, it pours kind of way. And this practice helps decrease the anxiety of it all. Sending you gentle hugs and patience, and hope that you both feel better soon. I've been marveling lately at the magnification of stress with a child. So, I mean, being sick sucks. Being sick and being responsible for a kid? Oh my God. If you are friends with Dimitri Shapiro, he just posted a video from his family's trip to Burning Man this year, Dimitri and OT, and their in-laws brought their 5 children, including 2 babies, the twins. And the video is so awesome of the kids playing around. It's just mostly the kids doing stuff, hanging out at Pink Heart and riding their bikes around. And there's this footage of the twins, these waddling babies, barely walking, stumbling around in the dust that is so fucking cute. It's some of my favorite footage I've ever seen of Burning Man. It's so cute. So, but I think I'm like, I could barely handle my shit when it's just me and my partner taking care of each other at the burn. Can you imagine having 5 little people and all of the needs and crankiness and tiredness and dust and hotness of 5 little people in addition to taking care of yourself? Oh my god. Uh Sandy says it's what's behind the anger that can be hard to examine. Interesting. Good point. Uh, uh, Natasha says about, I think you're talking about bringing kids to Burning Man. Nope. Yeah. Jobin says, I don't like role playing because I have a vivid imagination and get taken away into feelings and experiences and other realities very quickly and find it uncomfortable. Interesting. I mean, I guess it depends on how you do role play. Like I have, um, it's interesting. So I brought up to my therapist as we're talking about anger that I see a parallel in the expression of sex energy and anger energy because I I know the experience of like holding in sexual energy and the suppression of it compared to the experience of like allowing an expression of sexual release um and that only can happen in a trusted safe space, and you kind of got to learn to trust that environment until you get control over that. Like I know I can express this in a healthy way, and even that it's like it is it's a scary edge, but I could. And she's like, this is good. Yeah, look at the way that you have kind of learned how to express sexual energy and know that it is possible with anger energy. I bring that up because, role play was a way that I learned to work with sexual energy. I was over the top sensitive man in my young years. I never used the word fuck, only make love. And I, it was a make love as a gentle expression of care for a divine partner, and that is a part of sexuality. But there's also a part of sexuality that is a raw, uh, unrehearsed, untethered explosion of energy and expressions, uh, and sometimes it's violent, and sometimes it's aggressive. And I had to explore role play to bypass my identity of gentle, compassionate, new age guy into aspects of dominant so that I could play with and harness some of these energies so that I now have them more as part of my arsenal and part of my tool set. So I can see how that could be part of my exploration into anger as a tool. I will role play pissed off soccer dad. You call that a fucking red card? What the fuck are you talking about? Although, as I said that, I don't know if you could hear it in my voice, but I'm talking from a constricted place. I am not letting that. I'm not really letting it out, which is something that applies to sexual expression too. Like a scream that is that I can tell when I constrict in the throat versus when I go oh. Even that was some constriction, but a true is like it's a totally different experience. So I can't wait till I get to ejaculate anger into the world. Uh Thalia, good morning. Grateful that you're here. Joy says, praise the Shapiros, proud, the bravest burners out there. Natasha's saying, anger definitely masks other more vulnerable feels. I am so grateful for a partner now who lets me get angry and sticks around to work through to the vulnerable shit. Solid releasing sex also helps. I think that any of the intense emotions can get pushed into unhealthy places if not expressed. Anger can mask depression. Depression can mask anger. Does it go that way? Yeah, my therapist was telling me, like, look, there's fight, flight, and freeze are all appropriate responses, and they're all healthy tools to the right situations. You don't want to fight every challenge. You don't want to freeze every challenge. You don't want to run from every challenge, but there's circumstances where each one is the appropriate response. And if you don't have all the tools, then you start using the wrong response when you get activated. Thalia says, I recently read how spanking during intimacy can release energy trapped in areas of the body. Yeah, I mean, that's an area where, like, spanking was an area that I had to really grow into, because the expression of violence consensually, it was so outside of my availability, to strike someone out of love, because it required a whole reprogramming of languaging, meaning of the communication. Like, I believe striking means anger and anger. But through, like, BDSM, you wouldn't spank someone in anger. You got to take a break. Red light, end the scene if you're spanking someone in anger. But you can spank someone because their interpretation of that experience is giving them something that they desire. Like, you wouldn't punch someone in anger because they wanted it, but you could smack someone out of a gifting someone that, because it gave them a sensation or a mental experience that they were desiring. But boy, you have to totally, like, change the interpretation in your brain about stuff and rewire stuff. And I think I'm gonna have to do that with anger. Ooh, Joe says Joy says sacred rage ritual. That's awesome. Lisa and I were talking with a friend that had a rage. What is it? Not a What do you have when you have in your house? Not your temple. You have your you set up a place with your candles. I cannot think of that word. Whatever. They have a rage one of those in their house, a place where they can break stuff and yell in their house. Yeah, I think ejaculation of anger is going to definitely be the title of this morning's broadcast. If that altar, that's the word. Yes, they have a rage altar in their home. Okay, we are 45 minutes in. It's still raining, and now my bladder is telling me we've been here 45 minutes. So let's don't get angry at me, or do. If I can provide you an opportunity to healthily express your anger, whew, do I consent to that? I'll have to think about that. But wherever you are, let's give ourselves a hug. Let's give ourselves a appreciation for this moment. Let's give ourselves an acknowledgement that there are healthy ways to express all feelings. Maybe giving ourselves the permission to even consider that. And the permission maybe to forgive others for the ways they might have expressed themselves that we did not have the capacity to see in any way but judgment. So let's make some space for compassion and for forgiveness for others and for ourselves. Feel connected in this moment to everyone who's here, squeezing one another as we take a deep breath in. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us, thanks for being here for this morning of love and gratitude. Thanks for being a part of Hug Nation. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Maybe I'll go play in the rain. And boy, I just feel a lot better in this moment than I did when we started. Thank you for that. I think just the phrase ejaculation of anger has made my day. I think I need to go back to sleep. That was mic drop. Thanks for growth. You too, Jobin. Bye, Gerbot. Bye, everybody.